DFZRadio.com.
Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Cook up that hydro make me feel high. Feeling so high. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Cook up that hydro make me feel high. Feeling so high. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Roll up that hydro make me feel fine. Cook up that hydro make me feel high. Feeling so high.
Chefs in the kitchen. It's 5 o'clock. Welcome. I am the man right here. Your favorite chef, the hydroponic chefs in the studio tonight. And we got a good show for you this evening. I am happy to bring to you DFZ Radio listeners. I'm going to take your order and you just sit back and we'll entertain you for the next hour. And we got prizes to give away. We're the only show offering you food demos, edible reviews, cooking demos, and everything you need for your cannabis culinary delights. So call in now, 562-653-0707. We got our good sponsors donating some products. We got Vermicrop, some Vermiveg to give away, and we'll talk about that later. And we also got some upcoming events, too. So, yeah, man, staying on the soundboard. Thank you so much.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah,
what's
he's
up, everybody?
in the building. And so what do we got coming up? It's 420 week. I hope you're ready. Hope you're getting your smoke on this first 420 of legalization. It's about to go down.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the up-and-coming guest today. We have Culinary and Cannabis in the studio, Tamara Anderson herself from Culinary and Cannabis. This is a luxury culinary and cannabis events, and the founder is going to be in the studio tonight talking about what she offers. And we've also got to keep you up on current events and news and everything that goes on in this world of cannabis. And so, you know, like no other day, we're gonna talk about what's going on in the news and cannabis. So Trump's doing it. He's making news, and it's for the right reasons, some would say. Trump has vowed to back laws to protect the legal cannabis industry. This is from April 13th, and basically it goes on to say that President Donald Trump has promised to support legislation protecting the marijuana industry in states that have legalized the drug, a move that could lift a threat to the industry made by the U.S. Attorney General just 3 months ago. Republican Senator, check this out, Cory Gardner of Colorado said Friday that Trump made the pledge to help him in a Wednesday night conversation. So President Trump has assured him that there will be support a federal-based legislation solution to fix the states' rights issue once and for all. Gardner has been pushing to reverse a decision that Attorney Jeff Sessions said in January that removed prohibitions and kept federal prosecutors from pursuing cases against people who were following pot laws in states such as Colorado and others that have legalized the drug. Marijuana has been I'm off that marijuana for that 420 week. Marijuana has been fully legalized in 8 states, and 24 states allow some form of marijuana use. President Trump has assured me and the others that the support for a federalism-based legislation solution to fix the states' rights once and for all. And he said that the White House spokesperson, Sarah Huckabee, we all seen her on the news, talking about Gardner's account was accurate and the president supported the states' rights in the matter. Gardner hopes to introduce bipartisan legislation keeping the federal government from interfering in states and members of the market. So marijuana legislation advocates were budulant. So we may now be seeing just a light at the end of the tunnel, said Mason, who submitted a 2012 ballot measure legalizing recreational marijuana in Colorado. This is one more step towards ending the irrational policy of marijuana prohibition, not only in Colorado, but throughout the country. During the campaign, Trump said that states should be able to chart their own course on marijuana, but Trump has also rallied against the dangers of drug-related crimes and suggested that recreational marijuana should not be permitted. So where does Donald Trump stand on cannabis? You know, it's anyone's guess. But when he selected Sessions, a former federal prosecutor and U.S. senator from Alabama, as his attorney general, marijuana supporters grinded themselves for a crackdown. But Gardner said Sessions had promised that he had nothing to do to interfere with Colorado's robust marijuana market. Gardner also said that he was blindsided when Sessions made his announcement in January regarding the prop prosecution. In retaliation, Gardner used his power as a senator to prevent consideration of any nominees for the Department of Justice, an extraordinary step for a senator to use against an administration run by other members of his party. I mean, he's a true advocate in a way you see here. Gardner's fellow GOP senators groused an impact on hold, and they said that Gardner allowed some nominees to proceed in a good faith gesture last month. On Friday, he said that he was fully releasing his holds on Department of Justice nominations. This action came amid widespread speculation that Trump will remove justice officials overseeing the Russian investigation, replacement of those any other officials requiring new nominations. So Gardner and the Department of Justice have been in discussions for months to get the holds lifted, and Gardner has met with Sessions and Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein, the official overseeing the Russian probe, which has been the target of Trump's ire. So all this, it's weird how it's all coerced into each other with the politics of things, but this is what we have. We have legislation being possibly backed there, so it's a good step in the right direction. Trump vowed to back laws to protect the cannabis industry, and it's weird because when you think about it, this is the first 420 with legalized cannabis, and we can actually celebrate events like this in the open and have these events all over the country, and we'll be at another event this upcoming weekend, and it's an exciting time for the industry, and what we're going to be going through in the upcoming months and trials and tribulations, it's yet to come. But what you can see right now is the upcoming events, and we've got it going on this weekend. We'll tell them about another one, Saints. Cue the music. At the San Bernardino NOS Center, you can catch the good folks over at Grassroots Hydroponics, representing General Hydroponics and the rest of the good Hawthorne brands at the High Times Cannabis Festival. You will be out there in the 215 section, handing out samples, representing our local gardeners and supporting our local gardening store. So come on by, get some samples, and get us checked out. All right, so Tamara's going to be live in the studio in a minute. We're going to take a break. We're going to pay some bills, and we'll come back and talk more cooking with cannabis. DFZRadio.com.
Life is like a game of FIFA. You can kick it or you can reach your goals. Maybe you can do both. Maybe your music is known. You need to prove that you focus. I'm more than blowing that smoke. I'm on my Michael Jordan, Michael Johnson, Michael Jackson in his prime. Tiger Woods of this rap shit, been rapping my whole life. You just clubbing every night and be struggling on the mic. But the hustle isn't nothing when you in love with the grind. Moving product like I'm Nino, mobbing like I'm CeeLo. Caribe no Latino, I be half Asian and gringo. Catch me with a rum on the rocks, walking the walk, girl on my job. Talking like she wanna take me back to a spot. Not from Houston, but I'm rapping a lot. Yeah, making music like you trapped in a box. I'm breaking the locks, changing the game, not chasing the charts. And if we on the same page, show me what you got. How you work. Fell in love with the game at the age of 13. Wet dreams of taking over the scene. Was a microphone fiend, still addicted to the feeling of letting out my feelings. Better if I'm in the building, I'm killing. Everything moving, if you playing, you're losing. If you staying where you at, you ain't building a movement. I ain't chilling, I'm coolin'. Like a villain, I swoop in. And I ain't stealing nothing, cause the Zilla is the blueprint. Son of an immigrant, my mother been working since summer of 76. Not talking, we living it. Yeah, we living it. I'm the evidence. I was born, microphone checking it. Never been a lazy one, even when blazing on. 7 times a day, making straight A's and albums. Raised on that Malcolm, working like Cesar Chavez. Now I'm working with Amp Live. Guess you can see the progress. Work. Show me love, Southzilla. Show me love, show me love worldwide. Show me love, go.
DFCRadio.com.
Have you ever been interested in gardening with dry fertilizers? Well, you're not the only one, and let me tell you about Vermicrop Organics and their line of organic dry fertilizers. Healthy plants with a simple 4-step process. Step 1. Just measure out a half teaspoon per gallon of soil or 2 cups per 12 square feet of soil surface area. Step 2. Apply evenly to the soil surface. Step 3. Blend into the top layer of soil to avoid caking. Step 4. Water thoroughly. And that's it, simple as that. Great for vegetables, fruits, flowers, potted plants, trees, shrubs, annuals, and perennials. It's Vermicrop Organics VermiVeg 744. Along with the VermiBloom and PK Boost, you will have a complete line of organic nutrients and a garden that will thank you with a great harvest. Looking for an even simpler way? Then check out the Vermiall 666. This game-changing mix is formulated for all stages of growth in the fast-paced garden of champion vegetable and flower growers. And check out the VermiBat Guano Fertilizer and the VermiBlood Blood Meal Fertilizer for feeding oversized, nitrogen-hungry plants. Learn more at vermicrop.com. That's vermicrop.com.
DFCRadio.com.
Ay, I want a lot of things in this life. I want some things money can't buy. Like a girl who gon' keep it solid. Yeah. Like a girl who gon' need me one who gon' hold it down when I'm in a drought. Need me one who gon' get this cash when I'm running out. I need me one who gon' love this life I'm living with no problem. Hoes talking down, been my baby.
Yeah, we're back. 420 episode, the Hydroponics Chef Farm to Table Cannabis. So we let the calls build up. We got a call coming in. We got another call on board, and yeah, it's 420 week, so you know what we got going on. We're just throwing down in the studio, getting burnt. We got Tamara Anderson coming in from Culinary and Cannabis. She's gonna come in and talk and cooking with us.
We're taking dabs.
Yeah, we're getting split. And we're talking about that Vermi Veg, and that Vermi Veg is offered to the next callers that call in, 562-653-0707. And the Vermicrop Veg is it's a dry fertilizer amendment. You don't need to mix it with water, and everyone's been talking about organics lately, and people want to claim that their product's organic when they take it to vend, or you have it at the farmer's market and they say it's organic, but is it certified? Now, this product right here is actually CDFA certified. So if you're using this product, you can actually say you're using certified organic products, especially if you're using one of the CDFA certified soils from the same company, from Vermicrop. Now, if you sprinkle that right on top of the soil, 1 teaspoon per half gallon, that's all you need to stay organic. Keep it simple, so easy a caveman could do it. Jerome the gardening gnome could do it. Saint, you could sprinkle, do a little salt bay on there.
Oh yeah, I've been using it on my lemon tree, man. It works great.
From Fern Ficus and Pharmaceutical Botanicals. Yeah. And so now we got some callers calling in. You can call and talk cannabis, or you can call and talk growing or cooking. And we're going to take this call. First one's coming in. Here's Albert. Mr. Albert.
Chef.
Thanks for calling in. Our pleasure.
So, hey, can you hear me? I'm on my headset. I'm in traffic.
Oh, he's sitting in traffic. He's a manic traffic man. That's depressing. I know how that feels. Well, first of all, how are you doing, Albert? And what do you got going on this 420?
Good. I got work, but I'm trying to figure out my excuse to either work from home or call it a half day.
Are you going to go up there and visit the San Bernardino High Times Cup?
I'm not too sure. Either go there or save my money for the Customer Appreciation Day.
Oh, that's what's up. That's hell yeah. We got another event coming up too. We'll be talking about that in the next segment. So, Albert, what do you have to ask the Farm to Table Cannabis crew?
All right. So I just want to know, when will we start seeing items on menus at restaurants for cannabis? I mean, we're already signing waivers for hot wings and crazy items like that. Why can't we sign a waiver for something part related?
Well, that's that's a funny thing you mentioned. In one of the past episodes, we did have the good folks over there from the Wing Kings Infused over there in Las Vegas, and shout out to the team over there. And they actually have that. You can actually medicate your food in the establishment. And now out here in California, it's a little bit different. You're more likely to find private events that are catered like that. And I mean, my best recommendation to you is to keep an eye out on your social media feed. You keep an eye out on your Eventbrite feed, because there are a lot of cannabis event only or invite only events that you can get to. And you
just got to hit one. Once you hit one, you can get the flyer for the next one.
And that's how there's a whole underground community of these cannabis cookout and socials, and it's becoming more and more mainstream. So with that, some of the nostalgia goes away, but at the same time, it's more accessible to people. So and did you have any gardening questions today too, Albert?
No, that was mainly it.
Well, you're getting hooked up with some gardening your hooked up product anyway, so.
All right. I wanted to, I'm harvesting this week. I just want to give a thank you. It actually turned out way better than my last one, and way better than I thought it would.
Just keeping it simple. That's all you got to do. That's what we're here to help people.
Yeah.
People can call in and get their questions answered, win a prize, and improve their garden. What did you win? What did you win on your last call?
Oh man, I don't even know. I don't remember.
There's an organic box or something like that. Was what we were giving away, or some shit like that. Some awesome free product that you called in and won every Tuesday night at 5 o'clock. Who's giving you the chance to win every fucking Tuesday, buddy?
Hydro Chef.
That's what's up, man. So you can get your questions answered too, 562-653-0707. And we got a cooking demo today, and the Creole Cajun foods close to my heart. It was one of the first foods I started learning to cook when you're in culinary school. It helps you teach the mother sauces, and we'll be talking to mother sauces later with Tamara Anderson from Culinary and Cannabis when she comes in. But the gumbo is a great product to infuse. It's easy way to get your cannabis infused into your meal, and I like it because you can use olive oils or you can infuse it with butter. It's a very versatile dish. So it teaches you how to make a roux, and it's a fundamental technique for cooking sauces. And you got a question over there saying about cooking?
Yeah. Someone called in, but they didn't have the time. They couldn't really stick around, but they were asking if you could answer this for them. If when you're cooking with cannabis butter or you're properly dosing your cannabis to the cookie, how do you measure how many milligrams and how do you calculate like what you're actually giving people?
Well, that's a good question. Basically, you're going to have to know the percentage THC or CBD of your cannabis. Now, if you can take the percentage in the THC of your cannabis, you can put that in the oil depending on how much of the oil, and you can break down the ratio using the math. Now, honestly, when it comes to the psychoactivity, there's always going to be off a little bit. They haven't figured out a way to get scientifically, accurate, but you can get within a couple of points when you're doing the math if you really have your product tested at a reliable test facility, and then from there you get your percentage times your oil and divide that by how many tablespoons per gram or point milligrams of your THC. It's it'll be pretty simple once you have the math. So that's a good question. I wish we could give them a hookup, but Albert, you still with us?
Oh, he gone.
He gone. We lost him, but he won some vermicrop veg, and we're gonna reach out to Albert and get him hooked up with some of that vermicrop dry fertilizer from Vermicrop Organics. Their entire line of dry fertilizers, so simple, you just sprinkle it right on the dirt. Easy enough a caveman could do it.
Yeah.
So we're going to do this cooking demo we were talking about. We're going to teach you about this sauce, and then we're going to come back and talk about sauce with Tamara Anderson from Culinary and Cannabis. Be right back. Farm to Table Cannabis, DFZ Radio.
Ain't that the dreadlocks of the way you come from? You must have two stick of sense under your tongue. I said, no, officer, Lord, you must be mad. He only smokes cigarettes and strictly shag. Oh,
it's all about that. Mary Jane. Hey, you know what? I'm a sad. Yep. I'm yawning 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm breaking out the bag of weed. I break it up, then I'm rolling. Fuck it, I'm jonesing. With waking, baking, I'm stoning. If there's a girl in the bed rolling. Fuck it, I'm boning. Okay. Lighting trees up, tough smoke. I'm puffing on the best, you just smoking some shit. That's just okay. Yeah. You go smoke that hay. I'm alright. I'ma smoke that high grade every day. I know still. Smoking, they must see things say a joking when me Allah. I just think high grade when me smoking, they must see things say a joking when me Allah. Give me that good. Call the rest, call it the fucking butterfucker. Jabba base on the best, straight from Cali FedEx. I'm like, hold up, what's next? I'm smoking so much I got a motherfucking pain in my chest. Yeah. Going bananas, I roll a couple, split them motherfuckers look like bananas. Yeah, Cooper bananas, I'm trees, ocean savannas. I'm living life, plus a couple bricks that shot for me nanas. I'm talking about high grade when me smoking. They must see things say a joke thing when me all a burn me ganja vibe, burn me ganja vibe, burn me ganja vibe, burn me ganja vibe. High grade when me smoking. They must see things say a joke thing when me all a.
Hey guys, this is Alice Moon. I'm sending some major love to the hydroponic chef. He did an epic job at the High Times Cook-Off, so go follow him. I'm high now.
Launch crew, ready to reservoir.
What's the load factor, sir?
Bringing the Rizoblast liquid at 2 mils per gallon.
Okay, sir. We are loaded and ready to launch.
10, 9.
Okay, men. It's time to blast off into the plant's root zone and into another galaxy of root growth.
Rizoblast is a proprietary blend of seaweed and the single-celled algae chlorella. Chlorella's abundance of amino acids and minerals contribute to its value in hydroponics. The benefits using Rizoblast are explosive root growth, the use with any growing medium or hydro system, its ideal use for transplanting, and the enhancement of your plant vigor in fast-flowering plants. Let your plants have a blast and see a world of a difference with Rizoblast from Botanicare. Check it out at www.botanicare.com.
Hydro.
Yeah.
DFZRadio.com.
Welcome back, DFZ Radio, upgraded kitchen studio. Welcome back, DFZ Radio, upgraded kitchen studio. The hydroponic chefs bringing you another farm-to-table meal. This week we've got some cannabis-infused gumbo. We're going to take some farm-fresh ingredients from the garden, put them together with some olive oil from our good friends at Potowi Cannabis-Infused Olive Oil. Take some chicken, some shrimp, and some sausage along with some stewed tomato. Bring all those flavors together over some rice for some cannabis-infused Creole feast. So let's get started on our chicken. We're going to cut the chicken up and we're going to season it with some Cajun spices, and then we're going to hit it salt and pepper, cook it with some of that Potowi olive oil. Then we're going to throw in some of the sausage, and we won't put the shrimp in until the very last. So we're just going to dice up this chicken, and this goes in first because this is the base to the dish. And then I'm going to teach you how to make a roux, and this is very similar to a roux that you would use for like an Alfredo sauce, but it's a little bit more darker, so that way you get a little bit more of those earthy and nutty tones to the flavor, and that's going to work great for this cannabis-infused gumbo. Chicken's almost chopped up here. We're going to hit it with just a little bit of Cajun seasoning. If you wanted to keep it less spicy, you could go with just salt and pepper, but I like to get a little spice in there. So get all that mixed in, get that flavor, and we're just going to let that sit for just a quick minute, pick up all those flavors while we dice up our sausage. So this is all going to get cooked in the same pan, same time. Going to give a little angle to our slice. You can use spicy sausage. You could use your classic andouille. So we've got different flavors. This is a beer-soaked sausage, so this is going to go really good with that cannabis-infused olive oil. So we've got that. Let's get a heavy bottom pan going. We'll start over at the stovetop and we'll get all this prepped up. We're going to take 25 milliliters of our Potowi olive oil, and this is a really easy olive oil to use for microdosing because 1 milliliter equals 1 milligram. So we're going to add the whole 25 milliliter jar to this, and then we're also going to use a little bit of vegetable oil because that's going to help us be able to raise the cooking temperature and not have to worry about that beautiful olive oil smoking or losing any of that flavor or their medical qualities. So we got just enough oil to coat the bottom of the pan. We're going to get this turned on medium-high heat, and then we're going to add this chicken first, and then we'll add the sausage after the chicken's cooked up a little bit. We've got our cannabis-infused oil in the pan, and that's up to temperature. We're going to get the chicken in first. Let that start cooking slowly, and then we're going to get the sausage in after about 3 minutes of cook time. So get that temperature up a little. Time to throw in that sausage. While your sausage and chicken is cooking, it's a great time for you to do your vegetable prep. Now we're going to chop up the celery, the onion, the peppers, and we're going to garnish this dish with some of the green onions and some of the parsley. Now, all these vegetables were grown using our own gumbo of nutrients, and our good sponsors over at General Hydroponics makes Floralicious Plus. And gumbo is as Louisiana as chili is Texas. And Floralicious Plus is just as quintessential to your recipe as those foods are to that state. So if you check out the product, the Floralicious Plus, it has amino acid, sugars to feed your beneficials, humic acid for nutrient uptake, and it also has sea kelp extract for plant vitality. All those products brought into one supplement for the most cost-effective supplement at 1 cent to treat 1 gallon. That's one of the most cost-effective supplements on the market. So you can put that in your garden and it'll keep your gumbo looking good. The chicken and the sausage are cooking in the pan for about another 2 minutes. They're absorbing all that cannabis-infused olive oil and picking up those medical qualities. After it's cooked, we're going to remove the meat from the pan, set it to the side, and in the same pan we're going to put some flour and some butter to make a roux. It's going to be a dark colored roux. It's going to add a lot of those nutty flavors to this, and it's also going to help to thicken the dish. So cannabis-infused roux. We'll be right back, and we're going to take this chicken out of the pan and put this roux together. So we're going to take the chicken and the sausage, we're going to take it out of the pan, and we're going to let this rest, and then we're going to make the roux in the same pan. So you get all that out, leave those little brown bits in there. We're going to add about 8 tablespoons of butter. And we turn the heat down to low just to melt. I'm just going to melt that butter. Now take a look at this, cameraman. Nice and melty. And then while that butter is melting, we're going to get our about 3/4 of a cup of flour, and we're going to add this to it, and we're going to whisk this all together. So butter's melted really quick. We're going to get that in there, give it a nice whisk. And we're going to put that cannabis-infused roux together. It's got that dark color from all those Cajun spices. And you're going to also let it cook for just about another 30 or 45 seconds longer than you would your traditional roux, because you want those flavors to get released from the flour and the butter. Let it cool down, and then we're going to throw our vegetables right into this same pan, coat them all, cook them all in the same pan with the garlic. Finish chopping up these vegetables, and then we're going to put all this together. Get our garnish going. We've got this parsley. We're going to chop up stem and leaf. This is going to go right with our gumbo. And then we've also got some of this beautiful green onion from the garden, and you're going to want to get the white and the green in there. Get a good rinse. Make sure you get all that outside off. Looking good. And then we're going to get the white and the green in there. And this is a great flavor to your gumbo. The green onion really pulls everything together with that gritty herbaceousness. And we'll take most of the bottoms, and what we don't use, we'll save later for a salad. So let's pull that chicken sausage off and pull this off the heat. Then we're gonna add our vegetables. We're gonna cook all that in there together. We're gonna add some chicken stock, some of those tomatoes that we've stewed, and we'll bring all those flavors together for a cannabis-infused Creole feast. Got the vegetables cut, we've got the roux finished, and we're gonna put the vegetables right into the roux, and we're gonna let those cook off a little bit, and we'll throw some garlic in there. So we're just letting those vegetables sweat. You can throw on a little bit more butter or oil, and then the other secret ingredient next to this dish, next to the cannabis, is a Worcestershire sauce. You gotta have the Worcestershire sauce when you're making the gumbo. It's a quintessential flavor. It's got that reduced wine flavor. It's a kick. It's what it gives. Sauce. We've got the vegetables sweated down. We're going to add about 2 tablespoons to a 1/4 cup at the most. Let that deglaze the bottom of the pan. Let that finish up the flavor process. Scrape up any of those brown bits. And then you're going to have some warm chicken stock or some hot water on the stove top, so you can add to this, because you don't want to add cold water to this. It's going to mess up the consistency. So heat up your water, your liquid. You're going to add about 6 to 8 cups to what we have cooked here, and that's going to thicken up, and that's going to make your sauce. We'll throw back in the tomatoes. We'll throw back in the chicken and the sausage. Pull all these flavors together and add our stock. Or if you want, you can add your own water. But I like stock. Stock gives a flavor. So you're gonna whisk this in, Got all that butter and the flour from the roux. It's thickening it. And you're gonna do this real consistently. You wanna scrape up all that thickening agents. And that's what's gonna make your gumbo. That's where you get the color. That's where you get the flavor. We brought everything to a boil. Now we're gonna reincorporate that chicken and the sausage back into the dish. And this is also where you add the tomato. So we're gonna turn this down to a low simmer after it's reached a full boiling point. And we're gonna let it sit for about 45 minutes. Got the tomato sauce in there. We've got our chicken broth. We've got our sausage and our cooked chicken. And we're gonna put the lid on this after it comes to a boil and just let it simmer for 45 minutes. It's been about 40 minutes. We've got the gumbo with the chicken and the sausage and our vegetables going. Now we're gonna throw in the shrimp about the last 12 minutes before we serve it. That's gonna get all that seafood flavor in there. We're gonna bring this back up to a boil, cover it. Shrimp's gonna cook real quick in the last 10 minutes. So we've got the rice done, we've got the gumbo done. Most of the gumbo is thickened with okra. In fact, that's where the name gumbo comes from the African word okra. Now we're gonna thicken it using a little bit of our Trappist hot sauce, and then we're also gonna add a little bit of the creme de tartar. So the creme de tartar is a thickening agent. And we also know that the hot sauce gives that classic flavor too. So we're gonna mix this up. We're gonna make a little slurry, and we're gonna add that right to the gumbo. Now you can already see the creme de tartar doing its job at thickening up that hot sauce. Now we're gonna add it right to this, mix it around, and that's how you get that thickness. We want a consistency, not quite a soup. You don't want soup, you want a little bit of a stick to the spoon. So creme de tartar with a little hot sauce, gumbo with the pot de wheat olive oil, bring all these flavors together. We're gonna plate this up for a Cajun style cannabis infused feast. So we've got some rice, we're gonna place that in the bottom of the dish. All the gumbo flavors have come together. We're gonna add some chicken and the shrimp with the broth and all those flavors with that pot de wheat olive oil. And now that's a fantastic Cajun flavor with the sausage and the gumbo. Get both of these plated up. We'll clean off that plate for you food police. And then we're gonna garnish this with some of that parsley and those green onions. And of course we gotta get some Cajun cornbread in there too. So a little bit of green peppers. Clean off the edge of the plate. And if you want to win your very own Floralicious Plus to use in your gumbo when you're making your own nutrient recipe, subscribe to the Hydroponic Chef Instagram and comment what would you cook for your family with your own pot de wheat olive oil. Get some hot sauce in there, complete this dish. Got the cannabis infused olive oil from pot de wheat. This dish, Hydroponic Chef approved.